All I know is I think the, like, fairy or fighting is, I think, supposed to be one of the last. Poison, which is that one... we're actually kind of close.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure Dark is next, relatively, because of where Dark...
I believe it's Dark or Poison. One of those two is next.
Dark guy's over.
You were going the right way. Just keep going this way.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, cool. Oh,
I see it. I see him now.
well, a good indicator of that crap. A good... God, I can't talk. A good indicator of that, if we approach, yeah, the base.
Also, that fly point would actually be closer.
Jigglypuff.
There's a fly point way closer.
So, on the far side, yes.
So you should
fly up to the far side, because, yeah. You're right. You just keep entering and exiting the map.
Yeah, I'm pretty, like, from what I remember, because it ended up, which was the one playthrough watching ahead. Dark should be relatively simple, because I remember in the, like...
Also, just because I was curious, what are current stats like? Because I like paying attention to... Yeah. Yeesh. Yeah, like...
That should show you what their,
It's a physical attacking rock type with okay special defense and crap speed.
if you are, like, because...
Ah!
What?
55-45.
Huh.
The last...
This thing has a base 130 HP.
HP stat.
Because it's base 130.
That's about what I expect. Jesus Christ.
Also, if you're going to go to... If you're going to... Oh, yeah, that's also special defense increasing, ain't true? Yeah, Assault Vest would be really good for her, then. If you're going to go to the Dark Team Starbase, before continuing, swap your Pokemon around so that the top 3 slots are the starter, the...
well, you have to beat up the... Damn it.
I know you have to beat up the...
Actually, that's the...
Funny. I know you have to beat up the guard in the front, but the thing is, because they still have the type of whatever the base is, I believe they would, still have a dark type, and I remember there being a lot of fucking Pawniard in here.
Hold on.
I remember a lot of Pawniard being in here, so...
We'll deal with that before I ring the bell. Because I also want to get a rough estimate of what we're doing here.
If I remember, a lot of Pawniard, because, well, Pawniard, that would show first form, so because first... Well, what level did Bisharp evolve at?
Incredibly late.
Yeah, so... Those could exist for a while.
Yeah. That was the No, Gen 5 was always a joke. You couldn't use a Bisharp in a playthrough. Because you could get, it was obtained so late. I swear the evolution level was like 55, 65, somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay, no, because remember, the highest level thing in, Gen 5 is Larvesta. I think it's, 40. Which is still stupid.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's, 39 or 40.
Okay, alright. You go first. We'll get a rough estimate of what we're doing here. And that'll let me adjust if this is out of my wheelhouse.
Well, let us know if we're bad enough dudes.
If it's close enough in level, we should be fucking fine.
Because I remember the things in the swarm mostly being first forms, because I remember mostly being Pawniard, so... So I feel like it should be fine unless it's like, oh no, you are remembering completely wrong.
Maybe I am. We'll know in a minute. I'll take you on. What am I dealing with? Am I here earlier than I should be?
Team Stargrunt?
Mercury.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, good. First
Oh.
Storm. Oh, an electric types. That ended up working. Not in the way I thought.
Oh!
Oh my.
Oh.
Wait, 19. Is this lower level than the fire? Is this actually supposed to be the first and the fire is actually 2?
2 or 3 maybe. Whoopsie doodles.
Huh. You see, this is my problem with a nonlinear design.
What happened? Oh shit!
What?
This? Okay. I was worried about that. Never mind. So, she was like, hey, I lost, you fight him. And then the one guy's like, what am I supposed to do? Kid, I'm just gonna walk off. Booyah. That was kind of lame.
Yeah, and get back to our playthrough, might actually go through this one because it seems like this is actually supposed to be the first, but everyone seems to go and do the fire first because they're like, oh, she was the one in the trailers. Obviously, she's meant to be the first.
Okay, then what 3 do we want?
I remember a lot of Pawnyard being here, so I think you should have it be. I think you should have it be the Pommy, the starter, and the Clodsire, at least for the start here. I can't remember what else is in here.
I'm mostly healed up anyway. Bring it on, bitch! That is the thing about the non-linear, now that I'm kind of not as focused on kind of repeating that one point. It bothers me that in a casual sense that people just pretend the stats don't fucking exist and I'm the bad guy because I dare to talk about stats.
Because we... You're like, what the hell are those?
Poniard?
Oh, yeah. He said, look at these.
Dark? Steel type, so 4 times fire weakness, also weak to,
no.
Fighting. I meant... Damn it. I meant fighting, I said fire. Ignore... No, that was me, miss... I was trying to say 4 times fighting!
Because it becomes a dark type, they actually have a bunch of the bug in here.
Yeah.
But it's not dark yet, it's pure bug, so... Oh, the fire... Like... Saying the fire was unintentional, I was just like, I remember there being so many Pawnyard.
So, also weak to ground.
And that's why I said to pick these 3. For this reason.
What are... Oh, that's a Sableye.
Sableye.
Which is only weak to Fairy. I'm over leveled though, so... Crocodile. If I need to, I will go murder the crocodiles.
Because of the Pommy having the fighting, it could. Just like you said,
I'm over leveled.
You're also just big over leveled. If you get the jump on them, they're not going to be able to do anything.
What are you doing? Oh yeah, wait. Start poison type.
Yeah.
No, ignore me. Only weak to ground. 25. I have basically 8.5. Oh shit! Wow then. 25, 26. I'll just... Booyah! That was easy. That took me, what, 2 minutes? Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah.
Something else I love about the Starmobile that's really hard to notice, the back wheels are Reverroom's first form.
Yes.
And as the internet do, because this guy has the same hair as Grimsley and specializes in dark types, people think he's related to Grimsley.
This
somehow.
Pokemon's butt and this Pokemon's butt and that Pokemon's butt look the same. Therefore, they're distantly related. I rambled so long about trying to get that point about stats that I didn't even talk about people fucking deep diving into, like, because of leaks and shit with data mining. Oh man, we're going back to Kalos, guys. God, people are dumb.
No, it's not that people are dumb. People are huffing copium.
Yes. And ignoring stats in an RPG, but fuck me, am I right? What are we working with? Oh. Eh.
Slow kick it. He's tiny, but it's 4 times weak, so it cancels back out to being decent damage.
I also have a muscle band.
Oh, yeah.
The tiny bit of... Now, the thing is, he has 2 Pokemon.
Yeah. Ponyard and then Reverroom. They want you to do him first.
No, he has 2, whereas the Fire Lady only has... like, a similar 2, which is...
Just,
He's... Okay. Hold on. Oh, special defense? That's...
It's a fucking car!
Whoa, okay.
You're kicking a car! Of course it's gonna do that much!
Damn it. Oh, that's fucking funny.
There's a reason this is one of those moves like knockoff everyone gets really fucking sweaty over in competitive. It's for shit like that.
Damn it. Oh, I got my genuine reaction. It's a fucking car! Fuck you, buddy!
Think about how much that thing would weigh. Of course it's gonna do that much.
Guess that's that. Dude, it's weight damage.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm choking. Okay, I'm sorry, that was an actual blind reaction. I thought it might do a lot, I just wasn't expecting that.
Because it obviously is the 120, and then it is 120 plus super effective. So it doubles, and then stab.
And then I had a muscle band.
That only adds like 10%.
10%? Hey, that's 10% more fucking whatever the hell just happened. Stats. Moves. The cynic in me with my rambly point. And I know it's repetitive and can be hard to listen to, but, like, that's a good example. I just kicked him with weight damage. Wasn't even that over-leveled, considering.
If it was like level 20, you were like 8 levels higher.
It was like 21, 22.
The funny thing is, I brought up the Reverroom thing of the back wheels of the first forms.
Yes.
During one of these, I don't remember which, they actually bring that up with the Starmobiles.
Yes.
That it needs a lot of those to function.
Kicked his ass.
Literally.
Wait. She literally kicked his ass.
Uh-huh.
Oh! Fuck yeah! Love me some foul play.
Give that to Clodsire if it can learn it. Sure did.
I'm enjoying it, for what it's worth. Damn it. I can't get over him.
I think it's the Pompadour.
A
Yeah.
giant Pompadour to make a guest appearance.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say it's Wii and Super. You're clean clip, but this is a different point. This is why, as I've said before, this is honestly why I prefer a game being linear.
Truly linear, because you can build around a constantly increasing challenge versus this game having sort of a linear order where you can kind of ignore shit, so I just walk in here with slightly over-leveled Pokemon, low-kick this man's car twice, and absolutely destroy his vehicle, and we're in and out in, what, 5 minutes? That was easy enough.
I guess now we just start ping-ponging between gyms and star bases.
Basically. Give me that.
The quote-unquote next... Oh, you should also really look at what the TM, like, upgraded TM list is, because there could be good shit in there. So I think the next quote-unquote intended gym is supposed to be normal?
What the heck?
Isn't it?
I think. Don't worry, bud. You're not the only one that wants to.
I know what terrible joke you're trying to make, but notice it's not actually touching her.
It's the intent. When he does it, it's cute. When I do that to women, they pepper spray me.
When I do it, I get a restraining order. Yeah.
He drooled all over me. What even is that Pokemon? I have no idea what it is. Makes you so calm in a giant question mark in a Pokemon. Use your reward. They're not all that. Interesting. I will check the list, but with the non-linearity there, because just fly to the Pokemon Center, like we're taking things radically out of order, and it does kind of start to break the difficulty. And there is some truth to the whole non-linearity being incredibly all over the place. Let's just see what we got now.
Tears, Agility, Fire Fang.
Well, those were already.
Acid Spray, Low Kick, Water Bolt,
Acrobatic, Struggle Box, Saving,
Disarming Voice, Thief, for Always, Pounce, Chilling Water, Poison Tail.
Yeah,
Bulldoze, you.
I don't have the requirements for that though.
So close. Hex, Snarl, Magical Leaf, Swift, Metalfall, Icy Wind, Mud Shot, Rock Tomb,
Oh, sweet, nice.
Flame Show.
Yeah.
Air Cutter, Store Power, Night Slash.
That was Night Shade. Finish Shot, yeah. Doer.
Bullet Seed. Wait, is that Size Shock?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Nothing can learn it, but that's good. There's the foul play. God damn it! Like Trainer, Fight, Electro, Rock, Flash, Metro, Grass,
Swords
Dance,
yeah.
Spikes, Fury Impulse,
Fly, Trick, Will o Wisp, Iron Defense, Giga Drain,
Surf.
Surf.
Oh, Claw Tire can learn that.
Yeah, special attack is kind of.
Oh, special attack is awful. Don't do it.
Good shit, but kind of rocket. There it is. Literally, my ground type without ground moves, I'm just using her more as
the thing's attack stat of 75. That's why I said, like, if that or, like, the Garganacl could learn Foul Play, either of those would actually be really useful. Because those two things don't really deal damage.
Yeah, it's why I'm thinking about basically...
Look at the TMs again. Can the Serena learn Trailblaze? Because that would be a good...
Hold on. I'm thinking about... Yawn is annoying, but I'm thinking about giving her spikes. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, I thought I would ask about this now that we basically encountered the problem, but how do you feel about the way that this game basically handled the non-linearity when it came to the important battles? So, the gym battles, the Team Star bases, and the Titan battles. In my opinion, they handled the open nature of this game incredibly badly, since everything has a set level and does not at all scale with the player. You end up in a scenario where this game is technically open world, but if you want to play the game and not end up in a weird situation of fluctuating difficulty, there is a very obvious set order that they wanted you to do. The other problem is that people don't seem to understand how complicated it would be to make an open world Pokemon game where everything scales, because everything in the game would need 8 unique teams, basically. And a lot of people act like that would be super easy, but not really, because you would have to scale every individual trainer as well, and you would also need all wild encounters to at least have 4 or 5 variants, because after a certain point you would need the wild Pokemon and the trainers scattered around the region to basically also scale with the player. The problem with this, even on a way more powerful console than the Switch, no one has been able to easily make a truly adaptive open world game, because in order to do that, you would effectively need multiple copies of the world state at different points, where every time you pass some type of threshold, it loads the next world state. This way, no matter what the player does, the game will scale up accordingly, and Pokemon specifically is absolutely crazy when you think about that, because you would basically need every gym leader would need 8 specific versions to account for all your different gym badges, and in this game, all the Team Star bases would effectively need 8 different versions, and all the Titans would need 8 different versions, on top of 8 different versions of every overworld trainer, and 8 different versions of every encounter table. And I know some of you might go, oh dude, after a certain point, encounter tables could be cut down where you could basically scale the encounter table up just a little bit and basically have Pokemon become their evolution lines, and then once they hit the final evolution, all you have to do is just add a couple of levels. You don't need that many encounter tables. But at the very least, you still need tons of encounter tables for the important battles, and people don't seem to realize how much memory that would use up. Breath of the Wild is basically relatively small for this exact reason. It scales up a little bit because the game has a hidden experience value, but for the bosses, all that does is give them slightly more health and slightly more damage. The point I'm trying to make is Breath of the Wild essentially just increases the numbers of the bosses and then periodically scatters a few stronger enemies across the game. But when it comes to Pokemon, increasing the numbers is one thing, but we all know that we would expect Pokemon to evolve as a gym leader's team, basically get harder and harder. If somebody was your first gym, it would be logical to expect mostly first forms and maybe a middle form. But if somebody was your last gym, you would logically expect final forms only. And I know somebody might say that once a Pokemon hits its evolution, that you could easily cheat a little bit, and every subsequent team after that is only a slight increase in level. Or we do something like a gym leader essentially gains 1 or 2 extra Pokemon as they essentially scale up. So like a water gym at the beginning of the game might have 2 Pokemon, because the first gym often does 2 or 3. But maybe the water gym, as they eventually get 5 Pokemon, but they are never allowed to have 6. This is just a hypothetical to explain my point. So, let's say they have 5 Pokemon. Once all 5 of those Pokemon are evolved, every team after that is the same 5 Pokemon, but they adjust the levels and maybe the moves and hold items and stuff when applicable. And at that point, you are using slightly less memory, since all you're doing is basically using this one team and just tweaking it a little bit, but that still basically does allocate memory to this team, even if it is kind of generic. But we all fucking know that most Pokemon fans, if they learned that every gym leader essentially has a cutoff point of like 3 or 4 rungs up, that they get a final team, and every rung after that essentially just increases the level by 5 or 10, people would basically riot that this is so lazy that they can't do true adaptive difficulty, and that they should have given every gym leader basically multiple unique teams for every basically rung of the adaptive difficulty scale. Like every time you beat a gym, the gym leader's next team really should be somewhat unique compared to the last one, instead of just essentially hitting a plateau where all they do is add levels. But I'm starting to ramble. I just think an open world game is kind of flawed when it's designed the way that Scarlet and Violet ended up, where everything is set, but at the same time, having everything be adaptive eats up a ton of memory, because not even like modern PlayStation 5 games have the allocated memory to do a truly 100% adaptive open world, because saving all that unique data does eat up a ton of the game's memory, and that does kind of leave you with very little otherwise. As a final point, even though I have been rambling for almost 10 minutes now, I will say this one thing. In order to do an interesting, adaptive, open world game, somebody would have to create an open world game that is, by its design, super minimalist when it comes to the art and the overall way it's designed. Because if the game is very basic in its design, you could then allocate tons and tons of memory to a truly adaptive experience. But in order to do that, you would need your game to stylistically be very simple, and I could actually see somebody eventually realizing that and maybe doing a more simplistic, like, retro styled pixel art game, or a more simplistic retro styled, like, blocky PS1 N64 type game. And because the allocated memory does not have to basically focus on maintaining the graphics, the rest could go into the adaptive difficulty. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.